Okay, here we go. It begins in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the final score, episode 162 for Wednesday, June 18th, 2014. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final score, the video game podcast for the rest of us. My name is Scott Johnson. I'm joined by Nicole Spag. Hello, Nicole.
Hello, Scott Johnson.
And also Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian.
Hey, Scott Johnson.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Scott Johnson. Let's see. I've been playing some video games.
Yeah, have you really?
I have been.
You always say that when I say, hey, man, what's going on? I've been playing video games. I like it.
Honest engine. I've been playing. I haven't been goofing off. I've been doing my homework.
I see you got a few on here. That we're
I love
gonna talk
that's
about.
our homework. It's the
It is
best
our
homework ever.
It really is the best homework ever. I like reviewing games. I like playing them. I like being given them. I like buying
Right.
them. I like finding them in dark alleyways off of dead people.
Ooh, what you got here? Some Grand Theft Auto?
Ooh. So we're going to talk about those, and we're going to do it by telling you what we're playing. Hey, what are you playing? Nicole, you and I will jointly discuss Destiny now.
Yay!
The Destiny, what do they call it? Pre-alpha or something?
Alpha beta.
Alpha something? I don't know.
It was just called Alpha.
All right. So the Destiny
Open Alpha.
The Open Alpha, which came to PlayStation 4. Hold on.
Hello?
Gotta mute that call.
Hello?
PlayStation 4 owners.
PlayStation Plus.
Yes, you had to have PlayStation Plus, and you had to have a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, there were a few ways that you could sign up for this Alpha, and if you didn't have Plus, they did give away like a week prior to sign up for it. But if you're not following Bungie, you'll never know that.
Right.
So I was surprised because I got 2 invites.
I never got. Oh no, I take it back. I did eventually get mine, but it was way late. So
interesting.
Nicole was nice enough to give me the extra one she got from Amazon or wherever it was.
Yeah, I got one from Amazon and I got one from my PlayStation Plus account.
And I didn't get mine till like 2 days later, which I think the thing had ended by Sunday or was supposed to have, even though.
Yeah, it was supposed to end, but I was still playing it on.
You were still playing Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were getting away with something?
Kinda.
I mean,
No, I didn't want to
Don't you feel like
stop.
that? Don't you feel like that when they forget to turn something off? It's like, ooh,
Oh,
I'm
I
still
loved
getting
it.
Like you're getting
I
away
wish-
with it a little bit. Yeah.
I wish it was
Yeah.
still open.
I do too. But the beta's coming. It'll be here in July, and then the final game will be here September 1st-ish, somewhere in the early September. So that game's right around the corner. But it's nice to actually get some hands-on and know what the thing is about. Because up till now, we haven't really learned very much. We just knew it was the Halo people, and we knew it was good.
Borderlandish.
Potentially good, or whatever.
Yeah.
Borderlands-ish, right? And it was supposed to also have... kind of MMO qualities to it, character progression, leveling mechanics, all that kind of stuff, which Borderlands has all that, of course.
Yep.
Yeah, let's start. I mean, I guess I can say I liked it a lot.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It surprised me how much I enjoyed it. And I said this on Twitter, the only thing it's lacking for me is comedy, and it's not meant to be have comedy in it, but that's what I want from it.
Yeah.
I loved the gameplay. I thought the controls were tight. I thought, yeah, I really enjoyed playing that game. It was very satisfying.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Good looking game. Yeah. No problems there. I like this. Aside from just good graphic, whatever, I like the aesthetic of almost Mass Effect quality to it, I thought.
Right,
and the character models and some of that stuff reminded me of Mass Effect a lot. And I like that I'm in a kind of a sci-fi universe that I haven't seen before, or it's not too tropey. It feels like there's some mystery there.
Yeah. Did you party up with anyone?
I did. Strangers, though. Oh, I did play with Eric Mahler, though, a little bit.
Me too.
Yeah, he
Me
showed up
too.
one night and we were in there for a while. He had to go, I think, and he had the mic going and I didn't, so I was muted the whole time. He's like, "Oh, what's in here?" And I'd be just like sitting there like a mute because I didn't have that hooked up. But anyway, it was fun, really fun playing with him and others, and finally took down. In fact, I was trying to solo kill this wizard forever, And he popped in and we laid waste to him in 5 minutes or less, so that was nice.
The wizard?
Yeah, there was some wizard. I mean, some of that stuff's random, so who knows if you saw the same stuff.
Because I was in Russia, just going from like little side mission to side mission. Like, that's where I spent my entire time, and the different areas had different levels of care or bad guys or whatever. Well, Fallen.
The one I did was Peter Dinklage narrating the whole time.
Yeah, he's Ghost, which is your little.
Yeah, I don't know if he's I don't know if he's the right choice.
He's always the right choice.
He's got a cool voice. Don't get me wrong. I really like Peter Dinklage a lot, but I'm not sure his dialogue was awesome or not. I can't.
It wasn't. It was not.
Yeah.
But again, Alpha, and we were. I was talking to Liam about this on Twitter, Liam O'Brien, and he was saying that it seemed like somebody just dumped them into it. Didn't really give him much context. So there's probably some stuff around that. So I have to imagine. I've seen articles on Kotaku about how bad he was.
Yeah.
So I have to imagine they're going to address it.
Well, and then people are so quick to get on things that are in alpha code stage, which they shouldn't do that because that stuff gets better. But Peter Stormare's in it, the guy that puts Steve Buscemi in the Chipper in Fargo.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he plays one of the vendors, which is great. He's like, I've got guns for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. I wanted to ask him if that was his friend back there in the Chipper then. Anyway, the point of it is it's cool. It's a good game, and I really like it. And I think this might be the first big multiplayer console game that me and you and Eric and Liam and people we know get and play together.
I just want to play it right now. It's ridiculous.
Since I don't know, we played a lot of Call of Duty. We played a lot of
Uncharted
Resistance games, Uncharted.
Yes, the Uncharted stuff.
Did a bunch of those, some Killzone, a few things here and there. Killzone 3 mostly. But yeah, I'd like to get back to doing that, and this game seems to scratch that itch, so I'm pretty excited about it.
I love the jetpack.
Yeah, jetpack's good.
Jetpack.
I like the mount. The mount's really cool. The little hover bike is cool. I like the little prophet thing you carry around with you, whatever it is. What's it called? Ghost. Yeah,
it's like that diamond shape that then tells you where everything is.
Yep. And
that's Peter Dinklage, I think.
Yeah. He's although it's never clear that it's him talking. It's a little bit weird. But again, alpha, whatever. Yeah. Gameplay, connectivity, all that stuff seemed pretty final to me. That seemed to be indicative of what you might expect. It's a very limited area that you can go to. So nothing in this that's even close to what even the beta will have in terms of content. But yeah, if you're into leveling stuff up and getting better gear and going back in with your friends and fighting some more, I feel like this might satisfy what you want.
So when you were questing with Eric Mahler, was he dancing and pointing and doing all kinds of things? Because I couldn't figure out how to do all that stuff.
He did a little bit of that.
Yeah, I'm like, dude.
I don't know how he was doing it. Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah. Keyboard maybe? I don't know.
Eric's in the chat room. So Eric, tell us how. I'm guessing you have a keyboard hooked up to your PS4?
Yeah, what'd you do, man?
Because he was dancing. I'm like, this makes me feel like, wow.
Yeah, I'm genuinely seriously want to know how he was doing some of that stuff he was doing. He was emoting like crazy.
I know he was.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. It's good though. It's cool. I don't know what else to say about it except that it makes me want more, and I think it was a good idea for them to put this out so people could see what the hell the game was about.
We're not breaking any NDA, are we?
No.
Okay.
People streamed it.
Do about that.
Okay.
They can't. If you're gonna do an open alpha on their PS4,
right,
and you don't want anyone to see it, it's a huge mistake. That or Xbox One, because you just twitch that stuff out now.
Yeah.
So there's no holding back.
So Eric says it's the D-pad.
Oh, duh. I could have figured that out. I guess D-pads are good for that sort of thing.
For dance.
I liked it. It was good, and I want more, so that's good. And PS4 version has got some cool exclusives, but it is coming out to everything on that date, whatever that date is, including old consoles. So 360 and PS3 versions are coming out as well.
When's it supposed to come out? September?
September 1st, or the first week in September.
Oh, that's too long.
It's pretty quick, though. We're going to be there in no time, dude. 2 months. We're in. Well... Let's see.
What?
No, they had
kind of calendar do you have?
Month and a half. For real. It's what? July? Oh, so hold on. So if we go
June, it's June.
Right. So I'm forgetting about August. Yeah, I forgot about August. You kind of need August in there.
That darn August.
I know. Lousy Smarch weather. So we played that. It was good. I also played, because I got it on sale for $10. Actually, I got the $13 digital deluxe, whatever, DLC included version. For $13 on sale, one of those flash sales on Steam, Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Ooh.
Came out last year. Toward the end of the year, it was like September, October or something. It's kind of a big deal because it marked a bunch of changes for the series, a new actor playing Sam Fisher, all that kind of stuff, right? And it had this kind of central hub sort of mission system and some really good sort of cutscene stuff and things the game hasn't had before. Big graphical upgrade, lots of control changes. But you're still Sam Fisher, and you're still sneaking around, you know, killing stuff.
You Sam Fisher.
And I am prepared to say that I am sad I missed it the first time around. I think this game is great, and I really, really like it a lot. Now, Nicole, you don't like stealth gameplay.
No.
Let's just get that out of the way right now. The only time I think you've ever liked it is what was that ninja one called that I love so much? And now the name.
Oh, Mark of the Ninja.
Mark of the Ninja. You like
I did
that?
enjoy that one. And
Mark
there's
the
certain stealth games. Like one of the games I'm going to talk about, it is sort of stealth.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it, but it's the way they handle the stealth that I'm okay with it.
Well,
So it's not like I hate all stealth games, but
no, but you're not a fan generally of the mechanic.
no,
Let's put it
like
this
to
way:
run
you
in
don't like to
kill
go
things.
retry something 50,000 times to try to beat it.
No.
Okay, well, this game basically lets you play one way or the other. So if you want to play super stealthy, you can, and that kind of element is still there, and it's there in force. Or you can just go nuts and kill everybody. Now, there are advantages to doing either. You get, it's kind of a point system and a reward system based on doing one or two or even both of those things. If you max out doing only one of them, you're going to get more points, though. So kind of think of it as like, what's it like? Like in my brain's not working tonight. What's the game with the killing stuff in it? Shite. The infamous games. Infamous games. So you can do evil or good, right? You know how you get points on either side? It's similar to that. If you go stealthy, you're going to get a bunch of stealth points. If you don't, you go the other way. The equipment you can buy, you can go, all right, well, I'm only going to buy equipment that helps me with my stealth stuff and gadgets and gear that help me there. Or I'm just going to buy better machine guns or things that are going to help me have better clips and longer range, and so I can just run and gun this thing. So I actually walked away from what I played so far thinking, oh, Nicole would probably like this anyway, because she can totally go crazy if she wants to. I like it because I do like stealth gameplay up to a point until I get caught a bunch of times. And then it's like, all right, I'm just going to kill you all then.
I'm done with this.
I like the choice of being able to play as best I can in stealth, and then if everything goes to pot, whip out the guns and lay waste.
So do you do like I do? If I do that, do you first opt for picking an easier mode before you do that? Or do you kind of do like I do, like an idiot, and pick the medium to the hardest level and then just keep playing, just finally get disgusted with it?
I am on the...
You would think you would roll
I'm on
back.
normal. I'm on normal.
Normal?
Yeah, because... And you can change it, like all these games now. You can change it midstream or whatever, but normal feels good to me. It's still hard, still challenging. Anything more than that, I think you're crazy. I haven't tried the multiplayer at all. It's on Steam. But it's got that kind of mercenaries versus spies kind of mode, whatever it is everyone loves. But I'm playing all story right now, and I'm totally impressed with this game. It's a beautiful game. Number one, it's like this is next gen in a month of last year when there were no next gen consoles or anything yet. It's a nice reminder that PCs were already sort of doing all this before the consoles came along and said we can do it too. It's totally worth $10. It's a ridiculously low price for this game.
Is it still that? Because
I think it's now back up to whatever it was.
we haven't
59
talked
or
about
something.
this, but we're going to talk about the Steam sale, the pending summer Steam
And chances are this one will be on that sale again. They always do these deals. Like one of those weeks will be an Ubisoft week, and all their games will get cheap or something.
Right.
It does require Uplay, but don't they all pretty much now? I mean,
they do. Now, some of them require that you launch it every time. Some of them don't, right?
This one just launches like that thin front end client where you got to sign in, and once you do it, you never have to again. So it's really not a big deal. It's not bothering me that much.
We're good.
Yeah.
Right?
It's good, though. It's fun. I think if you even remotely like this kind of gameplay. I mean, as big of a disappointment as that new Hitman game was, people didn't like that so much. This is a nice, it's this kind of gameplay.
I like the Hitman game. I was okay with it.
Did you finish up Wolfenstein?
No, I'm still playing it.
Playing?
And I'm still loving that game. That game's great.
Yeah,
but it's like I got sidetracked. It's like,
for it to go on
$10.
sale.
Yeah. And that'll happen sometime. But that game's still too new. I think that's only 3 weeks old.
Yeah.
That Wolfenstein game.
No.
It's really good though. That game's really good.
I think it's more like a month or so.
Oh, well, anyway, it's good.
It should go on sale pretty soon.
I recommend both these games. They're both good. Actually, it's funny. I'm having I'm excited about new stuff coming out, but the fact that the year only has 2 or 3 titles now that I'm that interested in because everything else got delayed to next year, it's fun to dip back and go into some older experiences that I had no interest in. Like if you'd asked me last fall if I wanted to play a new Splinter Cell, I would have said, nah, I'm good. But for whatever reason, maybe it's because it's free of hype, free of pressure from other nerds. It's just there and it's cheap. It's like discovering this awesome thing that I didn't know was out there.
The expectations sometimes gets the best of you.
Yeah, it's really good. Very visceral too. And you can get pretty brutal. You can kill everybody or you can do lethal takedowns. Like there's lots of ways to play. I like it a lot. So recommended. If it goes on sale, you guys should get it. Pixel Junk Shooter Ultimate.
Ultimate? Wait a minute.
Free one, right?
It's free for PSN Plus people. If you don't have PlayStation Plus, then you do not get it for free. You get it for $15. It is available on PlayStation 4 and Vita as a cross-play purchase or download. It does not do joint saves or cloud saving for each other. They're cloud saving for each version, but you can't share saves. That sucks.
No joint save, man.
And here's why that sucks. The PS4 version, major graphical upgrade to the game. Big time HDification, not just HD, but new effects, new art, new everything, right? Same game, new art. The Vita version is the same version that the PS3 had. It's identical in every way. However, there's a bunch of extra stuff at the end, so there's more stuff included with this Ultimate Edition. I forgot how much I love Pixel Junk Shooter 1. That is one of my favorite games of the generation. I absolutely loved it. And I'm loving it again. And it didn't cost me a dime because I already have PlayStation Plus. So I recommend it. You guys should get it. It's old, but great. And I don't remember enjoying 2 as much. I feel like they kind of stumbled on 2. But 1 is a classic, and I would play it again right now if I could. Oh, and I just got a text. Hold on.
What does it say? Does it say something about video games?
Okay, nope. It's about something shipping to me.
Text?
Something for Nerdtacular. Totally unrelated. Anyway, Pixel Junk Shooter.
Is always related when it's Nerdtacular.
Well, it is when it's 2.5 weeks away. That's for sure.
Right.
And then finally, I played a game recommended by Jeff Kanata on Twitter, and I finally decided to check it out and have spent some more time with it. It's a game called A Story About My Uncle, which is a really weird name. And it's real goofy, but
almost as weird as a virus named Tom.
Kind of.
Ooh, but I like that game.
Yeah, you like that game?
Yeah, it's a little fun little puzzler.
You'd probably like this. This is a first-person shooter set in a world where you're digging through your uncle's. It's your uncle's old garage / house and stuff, and you hear narration the whole time, which is your uncle talking to you when you're a little kid.
We used to call that pilfering.
Is that what that is?
That's what we do. It's like, let's go pilfer through that uncle's stuff.
Yeah, I had an uncle with stuff I did not want to pilfer through because he was a nasty man.
I'd play a game called Pilfer.
You would play Pilfer 2, Electric Boogaloo? Great.
Pilfer 2.
So I'm in this world, and you learn about this stuff, and you find this suit, and none of the story is that important, but basically this suit takes you to this place that no one knows about, this subterranean world where basically you get to play Spider-Man. Because you have... So think of it as Portal meets Spider-Man in terms of the mechanics of it. It's all first person, but you shoot these electric beams out of your hand, these electric ropes. They attach to a spinning orb or a floating asteroid or a chunk of rock or something, and you can pull yourself to it or swing to it.
Right.
And then let go. You also have super jumps and this other stuff. And the game just gets harder and harder.
Person,
yes, it is. First person.
Okay, very cool.
And it feels very Portal inspired to me, but it's also very, very different than that in terms of the tone is very Portal, but the rest of it is kind of its own thing. But it feels like a Spider-Man game because you're, shooting basically a web and jerking yourself around, That sounds bad.
You know what I hate? Every Spider-Man game is always the same. It's always about the web slinging. If you can't do the web slinging, if the web slinging mechanism part of the game is no good, you can't. It's no good.
Yeah, the game's no good if you can't do that right?
If you can't web sling, you can forget it.
Well, I would argue this game suffers from the same not suffers, but could suffer from the same problem. If that part wasn't good, it would suck. And that part is really good, and it does not suck.
We know when you said suit, I was thinking like 3-piece dress suit.
No. It's a weird.
I like my game better. I would like to have a 3-piece suit, like magic stringy things that come out of it. That would be cool.
It's kind of
you'd be all like thinking you're going to church, but instead you're going on an adventure instead. I like that.
It's
idea.
it's all steampunky and kind of
right.
Like somebody built it himself. It's got one real problem, and this part I agree with Jeff on in his assessment of it. The voice acting is atrocious. So freaking bad. Like,
is it like Resident Evil?
Like
Jill.
Yes.
Very.
Jill.
Like that.
But that's fun. I hope
it's not fun. It's obnoxious and uncomfortable. I don't like it at all. It's really, really bad. I can't tell where it's made. The accents the actors have is very foreign to me. Like
it's foreign
not a typical like, oh, that guy's French or that guy's German or something. It's something else. I can't even tell what it is.
You think it's a French actor trying to make a
could be like a Portuguese speaking person trying to sound British or something.
British.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm suffering the same thing that some of our listeners sometimes tell us. They say, "Hey, could you repeat the name of the game like 6 or 7 times when you're talking about it?"
Yeah.
So I can know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What game are you talking about again?
We're talking about a game called A Story About My Uncle.
Story About My Uncle.
Just search Steam for My Uncle. And you'll find it.
Hey, listeners, we have show notes.
Yeah, we do. We put it all in there.
We put it all in the show notes.
Finalscoreshow.com.
Don't attack the few listeners because I called them out.
I'm not attacking. I'm just saying we have a website with all of these show notes that Paul Schwickert works very hard
at populating. He does a great job.
He does work hard.
And also, don't mess with Nicole. She's been talking to an ADT guy all afternoon.
Yeah,
and he had ADD.
Yeah. Totally
ADD
did.
with ADD.
So anyway, I think it's good and it's worth checking out. I think it's $14.99, whatever.
Right. It has kind of like an Infamous look to it. Is that not?
Kind of. I mean, you're playing with what looked to be kind of like electrical powers. I can't talk today. I swear it's these antibiotics. They make me stupid. Yeah, it's like that. You're shooting like an electric rope, sort of, and your hand's like the only HUD you have. So your hand in the game looks like you can tell when you're charged up and can do something, or when you've used up all your swings because you have a limited number you can use. That gets better as the game goes on. The jump.
That's true in life too. When you use up all your swings, you're done.
I know, you're out. The super jump thing is cool. You charge that up and then you can go super high. I like it. I like it a lot. And
I tell you though, it looks really good.
Yeah, it should. It's
visually.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful game. Really nice. There's these stupid like goblin people you meet who are so well animated that you're just like, wow, that's amazing. And then they talk and you're like, what are you doing? They're the worst voices. They're so bad. That's the only real complaint I have. It's really, really cool. And I love a good indie game like this. So
I'm putting this on my wish list on Steam so that if it goes on sale during the Steam sale, they will send me an email.
Yeah, or somebody feels generous, wants to give Brian the game.
Important tip to people out there who are listening who are Steam players: if you don't do it, if you never mess with your wish list, do add games, especially right for the Steam sale, because if there's something you're wanting, it will send you out an email when it goes on sale.
Or if you have the app, it'll let you know through the app.
That's true too.
Yep. And Diablo and Wolfenstein are still awesome. So
Wolfenstein.
There's those. Brian, what are you playing? What are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, first of all, I am playing Kill the Bad Guy. Demo, baby. I saw it come out this about maybe like a week ago or so, and I was like, this looks interesting, whatever. It's a little puzzler game, and it's in black and white and a little bit of red thrown in because what you are is it's kind of a god game, and you're over top of these different cities all across the world. And what is happening is a bad guy, you're given a dossier before you start each round. And that dossier kind of describes what the bad guy has done in the past. So you instantly go, okay, well, I hate this guy. He killed little kids. So you don't feel bad about destroying this guy at all. So how do you kill a bad guy? What you do is each round, it starts counting up days. So you start on day one, and your little bad guy, he starts walking through the streets. And like I said, it's top down, and you can kind of see him through the buildings and stuff. And there's objects on the screen that are black, and those objects that are black you can interact with. So like cars you can interact with, you can sabotage a car by clicking on it, and there's like this zipper that comes up. It really looks like a little zipper, and you unzip it, and it takes a few seconds for it to sabotage it. And once you do, a button pops up in its place, and you can press that button, and the car will go forward with momentum. The longer you hold the button, the further it will go. Of course, there's a limit.
Spock, sabotage the system.
Sabotage.
Spock, sabotage the system.
He says
sabotage.
He says sabotage.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what you have to do, one of the first puzzles you do is the bad guy is just walking down the street, and he's going pretty straight, and you got two cars, and you shoot that car off at him, and if you hit him with it directly, he gets squished, a lot of splatter, a lot of blood. It looks very cool in the black and white.
Yeah.
And it's very artistic.
Sounds
it's
like a
stylish.
kind of a puzzle game in a way.
It's absolutely a puzzle game.
Yeah.
And so if you kill him, you get rewards for killing him on the first day. You get rewards for finding the wallet, because his wallet's usually on the screen somewhere. It's usually hidden, maybe hidden behind some objects you have to move. And you also have to catch the tooth. So whenever you hit the guy, a tooth always flies off, and you have to catch it. You only got like so many seconds. This game is super fun. This game is super fun and super addicting. It's not quite finished yet. It's still in beta, I believe.
What's the cost?
Early access. It's only like $15. I'm getting this one.
Okay.
I've already played it. I've posted a video on YouTube, and there'll be a link in the show notes too, where I've played like the first 10 or so.
Okay.
But it gets a lot more fun further on, because it gets much more complicated. You have to like string up pianos on the top of rooftops and drop them at the right time, and then it gets even more difficult, because then they start adding other characters who are innocent bystanders who can actually see you kill the bad guy. If they see you kill the bad guy, then you lose the round.
Oh, right, because they witnessed it.
Right.
Yeah, you killed the guy. Go back.
Right, and there's security cameras on some levels, so you can only kill them in certain spots. There's dead dogs you can place in different areas, and it creates different reactions.
Okay.
This bad guy is actually really smart. The AI is really smart in the way that you place objects in his path and how he reacts to them. And if he's got a line of sight, this like so many grids wide, and if you do anything inside of those grids when he's walking towards it, he gets freaked out and he runs the other way.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to use that to solve the puzzle. There's so many different ways to solve the puzzle. It's very open-ended that way. But it's a lot of fun.
All right.
Check it out.
Seems like something I'd like. Seems like a good iPad game, by the way.
It absolutely is. They got it on Mac, Windows, Linux. It's called Kill the Bad Guy. Right. And I wouldn't doubt it, man. If they don't put this on like iOS, that'd be
yeah. This seems like the right interface for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's what I played. I played a good bit of that. But then I also, what else did I play? I played Orion Dino Horde, which I've played in the past for like 5 minutes when Neff sent it to me back, I think somewhere in March or so. But someone else sent it to me. Schuler A sent it to me like last week, and this was all on Steam.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to it. I didn't realize I already had the game, and I accepted the gift, and it didn't put it anywhere where I could re-gift it. It just disappeared. But I still already have the game, so I don't know what happened to it. But thanks for sending me the game, because it reminded me I'd need to download it and play it, because at the time I was having video card problems and I couldn't play it anyway. I got back in. This game is crazy fun. It's got dinosaurs. It's got jetpacks. It's got crazy amounts of. It's got mechs. Okay, it's got tanks. I played the single player, and that was fun. You're basically trying to guard your generators around your camp.
Say genitals. Keep going, yeah.
You have to guard your genitals, dude.
Yeah.
You have to gird your loins.
Yeah.
So you got a generator that runs your camp, your base camp, where you get your weapons and your armaments and all that stuff. And so what happens are these velociraptors, and you heard me, velociraptors, raptors.
Voluptuous raptors, right.
Voluptuous raptors.
I know the
and,
ones. Yeah.
Those are the ones that attack you at first. And what they do is they are drawn to your generator, so they go straight for your generator. And you have to
just your generator?
Yeah.
Just your generator.
Okay.
those jerk faces.
Yeah.
So you have to get those. Now the first couple of times I played by myself, and I played Recon, I think is what it's called, or something similar to that.
Yeah.
And basically you have like each class has a special power, and his was to go invisible. So if you're getting attacked by a dinosaur, you just go invisible, and they would totally lose interest and like, okay, see you later, and they walk off, and then you can shoot them in the back.
All right.
right?
Yeah.
So I did that, but then I didn't realize what I didn't realize is the assault class was the one with the jetpack. Once I figured that out,
Yeah, you want that.
I was all assault all the time because it was super simple. I could fly up on a cliff edge and just sit there and pick dinosaurs up.
Kind of ruins the other classes when the one who has a jetpack is the only one with one. Then they're like, nah, I don't care what those other guys do. I'll just play that.
It sucks in the single player mode, but the multiplayer mode, which I got to play and also record some video of that, got to play that online, and then it starts getting fun. Because then you do have to use a little bit of strategy to get to your goals, because it gets much more complicated and you start fighting against larger dinosaurs, like Triceratops and big bronchiosaurs and different things. But I must have played it for I played this one more than a demo's worth. Okay. So get off my back.
Get off your demo's back.
We weren't on your back.
Yeah.
Neff, thank you for sending it to me. And Schuler, thank you for resending it to me. I'm having a blast on this game. I plan on putting a little bit more time into it this next week. I'm thinking I've seen some mods.
Yeah.
Some mods.
I saw you in Diablo 3 for a minute the other day.
I did. I played Diablo 3.
Just
I
a
ran.
minute.
Yeah, he was he was on normal playing some Act 2 business or something. Whatever.
Right. I was playing. I was testing out my video card, my new video card, and I was testing to see how it recorded, and it did pretty good. And I placed it also on YouTube, but I played it. I don't even know what quest it was now. Just whatever they told me to do. I went out and collected gold and clicked on a couple of beasties and grabbed some epic loot and came back and said, "Okay, done.
I'm good.
I'm gonna go listen to Scott play some Diablo instead."
Lovely. Oh, look at this.
Lovely.
Hold on a second. Oh.
No, you failed. Also played a quick, just real quick. I played Good Old Games is giving away this game, this free today. They've been doing this all week, and it's Portal-like. I played it for a few minutes. It's a little bit too over the top for me. It's just very shiny and slick. And
what's it
but
called?
Maybe later. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it posted in the chat room. Chat room. What was it? What was it? Quickly.
Dirt Nugget.
Dirt
Mag
Nuggets.
Runner.
Mag Runner.
Mag
Yeah.
Runner.
Yeah, Good Old Games has it for free today if you're listening today.
Well, there you go.
Was you going to play some Casey in?
Yeah, I am going to do that right now.
Let's go.
Hey, what? Look at this. It's Casey Banta, everybody. Comes on here and does some banter. Ha! Get it? You've never heard that before. Casey.
I love that sarcastic laugh.
Casey is a good friend of the program. Comes on here and does a little trivia time with us about old video games, and we love it. It's something we really like on the show. So, Casey, what do you got today, man? What's going on?
I want to play Destiny.
Oh, you do want to play Destiny. You do?
Scott had an extra code and he didn't give it to you.
Oh, I had one.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you just didn't play it?
I played it.
Oh, you did?
Wait.
I want to play with friends.
Oh, you want to play with us? You totally could play with us.
Yeah.
If it was still going, you could play with us.
Add me on the PS4 network or whatever.
PSN, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
The PS4 network, everybody. Well, Casey, yes, we'll play with you. Don't worry about it. We got your we got your back. What do you think about this trivia this week? What are we doing? What game? I don't remember. Who picked it?
Let's see. I believe Nicole picked it, and I believe she picked Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, that was not me. That was Brian.
That was Brian?
Yeah.
Me. I picked the Sonic because I'm listening to Console Wars and I was all interested in the Sega.
Okay. All right. Too bad they can't make a good Sonic game to save their freaking lives now.
Right.
But anyway. So, all right. First Sonic, right? The first one. They didn't bring Tails in here yet. This is the straight up Sonic game with Sonic the Hedgehog in it.
This is pre-Jaleel White Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right.
What?
I'm in.
All right. So, Dr. Robotnik,
Yeah.
he had quite an army of bad robots employed for the sole purpose of wiping out Sonic the Hedgehog.
What was his other name? Hold on. Oh, you're probably going to do that's probably the question. Go ahead.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, what was his name then?
Wrong,
Because it was Robotnik here, but in Japan, or maybe later, they changed it to...
Mr. Robotnik?
No. Oh, help me here, chat room. He had another name.
We can't surf the internet while Casey's on, so you
Damn
have
it.
to help us chat room.
Yeah, you guys have to be the ones. All right. Well, they'll come up with it while you keep going. Keep going.
All right. I have no idea because I played Nintendo, which means I wasn't allowed to play Sega.
It was too irreverent.
You
I
couldn't
played-
like both. It was impossible.
Eggman, that's it. Eggman.
Eggman. That was him.
Cuckoo, choo.
Or Gato. Yeah, Dr. Eggman. It was stupid. It was supposed to be Dr. Robotnik. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. So he had all these robots. Which of the following is not a name for one of his evil minions?
Okay, not a name. Got it.
Right. Was it A, Chopper,
Okay.
B, Roller,
All right.
C, Ball Hog, D, Caterkiller,
These are all the greatest names ever, regardless.
or E, Silly
E.
Quizmaster? Those are all really enemies in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, so you got a little sneaky E in there. Okay, who's first?
Brian's first.
Ooh, I'm gonna. Those all sound really good, Casey. I mean, I might have to go with E, you silly quizmaster.
All right.
Okay.
Who's next?
I don't know, so I'm just going to go with my default answer for multiple choice questions, which is C.
All right. Who is C? Which one's C?
I don't know.
C was Ball Hog.
Ball
Hog.
hog, yeah.
Kind of
Okay.
like Boss Hog, right?
I'm gonna
Ball hog
side.
is too bad
I'm,
not to be one.
I'm siding with Nicole. I think it's Ball Hog because that seems like one that is too obvious, but then maybe it isn't, but then maybe it is, but then maybe it isn't. So I'm saying Ball Hog.
All right. Let's see. Brian went with E, Silly Quizmaster. Am I a silly quizmaster? I am a silly quizmaster. Those are all monsters in Sonic.
Oh,
the Hedgehog.
what?
Brian
I
wins.
know my Sonic.
What the hell did the Ball Hog creature do? I don't remember that. What did
I
he do?
think he like threw baseballs at you or something. He was
Oh.
a pig. Or,
He was a pig.
Yeah.
I'm a pig and I throw baseballs. Oink oink.
What's your name? Ball hog. Oh, how obvious that is.
Excellent. Well, there you go then. That's a pretty good deal there. Who's picking this time? Whose turn?
Scott, it's your turn to pick.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Moon Buggy.
Moon buggy.
Moon
I
Buggy.
think-
Oh my gosh.
Have we done that?
We've
kind of
done
questions
Moon
could you-
Buggy.
Oh,
I'm
we've
gonna say,
done
what
it?
kind of questions
Damn
can
it.
you do for
Yeah.
Moon buggy?
Okay, hold on then. We running out of
What are
names here?
questions for-
Frisky
what are our
Tom. Frisky Tom.
Frisky Tom.
That the
Yes.
iOS game?
No, it
Sounds
was
like
an
sounds like a drink.
It was an. It does, doesn't it? No, it was an
Sounds
old.
like a bad afternoon with Mr. Merritt.
It was an old. Ask Eileen
Good
about Frisky
afternoon.
Tom. No, it's an old arcade game made by Nichibuto. It's the same people who made Crazy Climber, and they made this game called Frisky
Oh.
Tom. And in Japan, there's a lady. Well, I don't want to give it. Never mind. I'll let him because he may have a question about the thing I'm about to say, so I'm not going to say. But Frisky Tom, look it up. It's a thing.
There was a handheld of this too?
I don't know. Was there?
Frisky Tom. It says Frisky Tom handheld.
It's basically a pipe. You know those pipe games where you have to fix the pipe so
Right,
the
right,
stuff can
right.
get through. It's like that. But we had a full blown coin operated one in an arcade, and my dad had one. We had it in the basement. It was awesome.
Hey, Dad, can I play Frisky Tom?
And I had the Japan code, which I won't tell you what that does. Anyway,
Japan code.
No, Brian,
let's
that
just-
game brought your brain.
That's
I
right.
know it.
I'll just tell you that Frisky Tom was a little more frisky when you had the Japan code. That's all I'll say.
Meow.
So, all right, there's your task, Casey. Only you can accomplish it.
Can I?
Yeah, I hope. So
I
let us
will do my
know.
best.
Let us know how it goes next time. Casey Banta on Twitter. Listen for this week's music memory at the end of the show as well. Casey, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
See.
Okay, Brian, back to you.
Miss them already. And that's what I played this week.
Oh, there you go. All right, now Nicole.
Yes.
What the hell? I heard you tweeting about murdered soul suspect, and
Yes.
your tweet was ambiguous. So explain. What the hell is this?
Well, it sounded like I enjoyed murdering people or something.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this game?
No, not once.
Well, I found out about it from Stephanie on Ladies of Lee, and so all three of us decided to play the game for the show.
Okay.
And it is, you start out and you get murdered, right?
All right.
You're a cop.
Oh,
You're a
I
cop.
did know this. That's the guy that has the bullet holes through him the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And it's third person. Like I said, there's a little bit of stealth, but you're a ghost, so you don't really need to hide from anyone.
Oh, I
but
gotcha.
you assist other people to get to their objective.
Okay.
Right. Like
It's
Patrick
a lot of collecting. The gameplay can be a little clunky at times, but the investigation aspects of it, the stories, the side stories that you can pick up, so you can find these like illuminated objects, and you hit R2 and it reveals it. It's like the first one was but like for instance, I'm in a church, and I'm hunting for a bunch of hacksaws like you would, and there's like a story behind that. And I was in a building and I found all these hidden objects that unlocked a very detailed story about a body being found, and it from the perspective of a tenant of a apartment complex. Right. And I'm really drawn to this kind of storytelling, and the voice acting is good. Like I said, the gameplay, but it's forgiven for me. It's not reviewing great, probably because of that reason. But you know me, I really like a good story. I'm compelled by
you like good mystery too, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And there's like aspects of ghosts and psychics, and as you're trying to find out why you're still on Earth.
Yeah.
Basically, you're trying to solve your murder.
I like that.
And you're encountering other
spirit.
Yeah, and you're encountering other ghosts along the way, and you can help them. You can help them get to the other side and search for like little side quest missions. The funny thing is, normally I would say it's probably not worth $60, but guess what? This is the game I'm playing, not Watch Dogs. This is the one I'm playing every single night.
Right.
When you first described it, I thought you were talking like an indie kind of game. I was seeing this whole indie scene, but I just saw it on Steam, and it's like, do you have this on the PS3? How are you playing?
I have it on the PS4. So I picked it up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
PS4.
I wanted to play. I just wanted to play a game on my PS4.
Plus a little couch action. You just lay there. Yeah.
Plug in my headphones.
Sure.
I love that feature of that controller.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can pick it up on the PC. And in fact, wait for the Steam sale. Mm-hmm. It'll probably go on sale during then. I recommend it if you enjoy a story-based game.
Right. They like it so much on Steam, they got it add to cart 3 times for some reason. It's weird.
That's weird. Why do they do that?
I'm assuming they're probably about to add like a 4-pack or something else like that, maybe.
Just to cut the code before they filled it in, yeah.
So again, if you just Google "murdered soul suspect," you'll find it. It's on all of the platforms, even PS3 and even 360. It takes place in Salem, Massachusetts. So there's like this whole like witch history. So some of the ghosts that you are encountering are from that era. Oh my gosh, they own murdered.com. That's crazy.
How did they
really?
That?
Yeah, that game owns murdered.com. Wow.
No wonder it's $60 for the game.
Yeah, they got to pay for that domain, man.
So because you're a cop, one of the places you go to is the police station, and you go into the cops area and you walk up to some of the cops on the computer, and they're all playing Deus Ex.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
A funny little Easter egg in there. I'm like, every single computer monitor had Deus Ex on it.
Wow.
So, and the killer that you're looking for is called the Bell Killer, and you're picking up different. It took a little while to kind of understand the clue system.
Yeah.
This is what I was hoping. What was the detective game?
Which one?
Hard Rain?
No. That wasn't.
You talking about the one the fairy tale one?
No. The one that had the really cool facial animations.
Sam and Max.
No. L.A. Noire.
L.A. Noire.
Yeah. They didn't have really cool faces. What are you talking about?
They did. That was one of the things we talked about.
But it's like the face technology in Sam and Max's face. That's funny.
But I'm really enjoying this game, and I feel like I shouldn't be, but I am. And it's kind of the game that sticks with me, and I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, ooh. And you collect all these different clues, and then you start putting it together, and you have 3 chances to guess it. There is an aspect to where there are demons that you have to avoid, and
demon avoidance. I like it.
Yeah, because there's some puzzle aspects to it as well. So sometimes there's like demons on the floor, and if you walk across it, then they'll grab you and pull you down.
Yeah.
So
Just like real
it's,
life.
It's a cool game. I'm liking it.
It
The
looks
Metacritic scores in the
sweet.
crapper, but
Really, what do you consider crapper? 40s,
well,
50s, 60s?
most of them were reviewing it like 40. But
That's pretty bad
the
for a
one
system.
website that I find that I agree with the most is Polygon, and they reviewed it like 74.
Yeah, I like Polygon.
So
Polygon's all
yeah,
right.
I do. Yeah, I like Polygon.
60, yeah, it's at 60. That's not bad. There are worse things to be.
Yeah, that's true.
There's worse things to be.
Yeah, I'll tell you who really didn't like it was
murdered.
Metro Game Central. They gave it a 30. Ooh.
Yeah, Metro Game Central. Like, we trust those people.
I just think I like the story, and I'm eager to kind of explore the area and collect the different items. It's kind of hitting those buttons for me. So
All right.
Yeah.
that's what I like.
Sounds like a good long play game. So that should be worth your 60.
I've been playing it every night, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get to play during the day, but I'm going to play again tonight.
Here's this review. Let's read a 3-point review from MK Sauce LOL. All right? Just for fun here on Metacritic. I love user reviews that are negative. Here's this one. Yet another overhyped game whose only worse. All right? That's the first sentence.
I didn't even hear about it.
Me
I didn't
neither.
either.
He's smoking crack. The pros. The idea behind it doesn't sound bad. The story is okay. Cons. So those are his pros. The idea.
Right.
How can a pro be? The idea behind it doesn't sound bad. Anyway, cons. Cons are the graphics are not even close to next gen or last gen. Most of the time, you'll be looking at an unskippable cutscene. And the final thing was the gameplay is so boring. Recommendation: no one.
Well, you kind of have to. If it's story driven, you can't really have a cutscene. If you're trying to solve a mystery,
don't worry. This guy doesn't
hard.
need any rebuttal. He sucks. These reviewers are the freaking worst.
I mean, there are times when you're interacting with another character and you're asking, and you have a list of questions that you can ask them, and then it goes into like a cutscene, and it does kind of break up the flow. But I'm okay with that. Whatever. I'm hungry for any game that catches my interest at this point.
Yeah, you need some good stories for Nicole. That's how she rolls. I hope we get some good story in Destiny. Yes.
Right. You guys
Me
seen
too.
this Payday 2, the big bank heist? It's got what's his face?
It's got what's his name from
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
The chicken Chinese
Man.
chicken.
No, what's
Chicken
his
Man.
name?
Why can't I think of Chicken Man's name?
Gus Fring.
Gus. Yes, Gus.
You know what's funny is that game, that second game, right? All of the art for it and the cover stuff and all like the splash imagery is all like painted and like, kind of out there. This one, they're like, hey, we got him to do a voice or something. We're just going to put like a stock photo of him on the front of our game. Yeah, it's really weird.
That's what they did with that prison break game.
I did not play Prison Break. Was it any good?
It was horrible.
I remember
horrible.
Yeah, that's right. You hated that.
We all, the three of us on Lazy Elite, hated it.
Yeah.
We're like,
And together we hated together.
they just
Yeah.
put that actor's picture
Voice.
on the front of it to sell it. That was it.
Yeah.
They do that. They used to do that a
ridiculous.
lot. They still do that a lot.
They still do.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I'm glad you're finding something in there to like.
Me too.
Oh, perfect timing too.
Murder.
Because we're gonna. Brian, you still there? Brian? Did we lose Brian? Nicole? What happened? Dan? Anybody? Can you guys hear me? What the heck happened? Oh, why have I been put on hold? Hold on. What? Resume. Okay, that I don't understand what happened there.
It's Dan's fault.
That was fun.
Why? What did Dan do? Hold on.
No, that was fun.
Let's add him back to the thing.
Did it like it paused the rest of us?
Yeah, it paused
That was
everybody, and him included. Okay, now is everybody there?
weird. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody.
Did I kick
Oh
everybody
no,
off?
it totally works now. What the heck? That was really weird.
Dan.
I don't
I,
trust
had the
Skype.
I had a little bit of the con crud. It must have spread to you guys.
Maybe,
real
dude. Maybe.
That's right. You went
Oh.
to the con last week.
Yeah, how'd it go, man? What was it called?
Oh, it
It's
was
called Optimism or something. What was the name?
fast. It's called Origins.
Prime.
Origins.
Origins. That's it.
That's all right.
Origins, not Optimism. That's a very different con.
Right. I'm so happy I'm at the con. This is the
I
greatest
just
thing
run
ever.
around with optimism all the time.
Yeah. Well, how did it go? What'd you guys see? Anything cool?
Oh, it was awesome. Well, it wasn't a whole lot of really new games. I mean, it was a couple of new ones, but nothing great. It was like most of the great games seemed like ones that were kind of coming soon. But I did pick up one really good game that. Well, I picked up a couple really good games. But one that stood out. And it's a shame. Is Nicole gone?
No, she's
No,
here.
I'm right
Oh,
here.
okay. All right. It looks like you're off on the.
We're all good. She looked frozen for a second, but she's here.
So it's actually called Doodle Quest.
Whoa!
It's
I've been on that quest for years. Go ahead.
Doodle, like kind of like sketching. Doodle,
Oh, okay.
It's by Blue Orange Games. That's who makes Spot It. I don't know if you've seen those little games, like they kind of come in a tin.
Yeah, I have seen those at my local comic book shop. Has shelves of that.
Yeah. So they make Doodle Quest. It's for 6 and up for basically 1 to 4 players in about 20 minutes. Everybody has these little transparencies. Remember in school when you had those transparencies that you could write on?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
And in the middle, there'll be like a card. So there'll be different cards each time. So just say a card has a picture of a killer whale on it, and then there's all these fish around it. So you're trying to draw a line all around without hitting a killer whale. So every fish you touch, you get a point. And if you hit the killer whale, you get minus points. So when you're done doodling on your separate page, everybody picks up their transparency, and one at a time, you put it on the one in the middle, and you see how you did.
Wow.
Oh, wait, this sounds familiar.
It sounds so basic and kind of like how can nobody have come up with this before, but it's so much fun.
Right.
There's all sorts of different things that it comes with. I mean, there's all sorts of different challenges, but you're just sitting there trying to draw on it. So
Well, if
that was
Diablo
probably
has
one of
taught
the
me
best-
anything, sometimes simple mechanics are all you ever want.
absolutely.
Yep. That's
And
great.
there was one game if we got time, I got
Yeah,
a game
dude,
that-
you got time. You go for it.
I appreciate it. So there was a game that we were demoing at Dice Hate Me booth. There's a guy, a game they signed by the guys who made Fleet, Ben Pinchback and Matt Riddle. It's called Monster Truck Mayhem.
Yeah.
It's a real-time dice rolling game. Now, that's kind of been all the rage lately, like everything real-time, seeing how fast as you go. So it's,
Wow.
you're rolling 3 dice, and you have your little car on this track. So different parts of the track, you have to roll certain things to get across, like these obstacles. Like there'll be a tire on a die. If you land in the mud, you have to have kept a tire, or else you got to roll 3 tires to get out. But one of the funnest things, like not just rolling dice, there's one of the coolest catch-up mechanics ever is you get to a certain point. If you're in the lead and you get to a certain point, there's a stop sign and there's a microphone there. And you got to draw one of these announcement cards. So then you just got to scream and be like, "Attention, monster truck attendees! There's a kid named Scott Johnson at security, and he pooped his pants.
Great.
Will Popeye please come pick him up?"
Great.
And then that allows everybody to keep rolling the dice to catch up to you because you can't move until you're done making the announcement.
Wow.
Oh, that's
That is-
awesome.
That's funny. So you have to be kind of like the jerk group to be playing at that table because everybody else is kind of strategically thinking over their very quiet game boards, and you're over here speed playing over here.
Oh,
So
yeah,
when
when we were
dice
doing this, there were just
coming off the
people all
table.
around us, and everybody's like at the different booths going, "What's going on over there?" And they're like, it's those Dice Hate Me guys. They're just doing their stuff.
I love
But
that. I love that they had a rep during the show.
Right.
Oh, it was so
website,
much
too.
fun. We demoed that on Saturday and Sunday, and that's going to be out probably next year. And God, I can't wait for that because I lost my voice screaming some of these things. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Oh wow. Well, you're going to get to use your voice again at Nerdtacular. You're going to help us run our game area there.
Oh yeah, we'll play in all sorts of games, and we'll try and get some real-time games, some big group games.
Yeah.
I got even some more stuff to bring out this weekend too. I mean, there's a couple little things I got that I'll bring, the nice little surprises. So
nice. Everyone loves a surprise. I know
I
I
hope
do.
you guys are excited. I can't wait.
Hey, as long as the surprise isn't a brand new flare-up of diverticulitis, I'm in, man. Whatever that surprise is, I'm good. Let's do it. That's
but
great.
No matter how bad it feels, don't take that knife and cut anything out because that stuff doesn't go back in as easy as it comes out.
It's kind of tempting, I got to admit. Kind of wouldn't mind. There you go. It's Dan, and he is all over the place, including the internet. And where's the best place to find you these days?
You at Geek Jock Blog. You can check me out on Twitter.
All right.
And check out at the Geek All Stars podcast. We'll be doing the Origins review next week.
Oh, very nice. So if you want to hear how the Optimism Con went, you can check that out. Geek Jock
Feel
Blog.
better, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, man. Feel better
Bye,
too, dude,
Dan.
with your cold and whatever you got.
Con.
Okay. Well, that was Dan.
That was fun. I love that. That was enthusiastic, just like the game he described. So
Yeah, it was. So let's just do this then.
Valkyrie needs food badly.
I need food.
Okay. Let's talk about Watch Dogs and how it could look better on PCs. And I guess it does now because some modder found some disabled code to do just that. Things like this irritate me because people are so frustrated with the PC version of that game being real choppy and bad that when you find stuff like this, you're like, well, why didn't they do it? Why didn't they tell us about that? Some modder had to find it? What the hell's that about? Anyway,
It's
Brian, what's
weird,
going on?
right?
What is it?
Well, from what I was reading, and there's still some speculation on this. Really, the modder has said he's uncovered some code that brings in a lot of enrichment to the game, which looks more similar to what was originally shown, I believe, back in 2013's E3, and people were kind of like, "Hey, this doesn't look as sharp and shiny as it did back then," and so. It actually must have been E3 2012 is when they showed it.
Yeah.
And in the PC release, they've got some screenshots of it. But yeah, so he found this code, and of course, I guess he's gonna make it so that you can access it. I've heard some people say that it doesn't affect performance, and other people say that it does affect performance. I've got to think that it was a performance issue related thing. They said, we just don't think video cards in the mainstream are going to be able to handle it. We don't want a bunch of blowback. Let's just ship it out like it is, and then
give
maybe
an option
later
to
on.
turn it off or on.
Right,
I mean,
or
a lot of
something.
games
Well,
do
maybe
that.
it's not totally tested. I don't know. This is
But
a modder.
here's the problem with that game. Even on low settings, it's running like crap on high-end cards.
Right.
This is just bad. It's a bad release on PC. It's just period.
It's a bad release on the PC.
And there are
actually.
plenty of Ubisoft games that look insanely good on PC. There's no reason for this. It's really stupid.
Well, a little rushed. Yeah, Watch Dogs has gotten a lot of grief over this kind of stuff. So we'll see how it all pans out. I'm sure that they'll come back out.
Expectations, baby.
Yeah.
Set too high.
Gotta go lower,
Set too
baby.
high. Go lower.
you gotta go low.
So the Steam sale starts on June 19th. That's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
That's tomorrow.
Everybody seems to think there's good signs pointing that tomorrow, June 19th, Thursday, will be the day that the Steam sale will start, which is probably about right because a lot of other places are ending their summer sales. I think Gamersgate ends tomorrow, and Green Man Gaming just ended yesterday, or the day before yesterday.
When does GOG do there?
GOG's, I think GOG, Good Old Games, is about, I think theirs is about done. I think they've been running for about a week now. I think theirs is coming to an end as well.
Okay.
So I think the speculation is strong, pointing towards the Steam sale starting tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Fair
We'll
enough.
see.
That was a door I heard just then.
It was me leaving.
We'll see you later. Sony agrees to free games payout, $15 million payout. Kind of a settlement, really, is what that is.
It was a settlement. It got settled today, right?
That was that PlayStation breach settlement, the time when they got attacked hardcore and were down for like a month.
Oh, so I should be getting some money back.
Probably.
All 15 million. They're sending it straight to you, Nicole.
Right to Nicole. Do spend it carefully, Nicole.
Everybody gets games.
All right.
Everybody's getting free. What do y'all think about this new deal where when places like this that sell software, have a breach of contract, and then they basically, instead of sending out checks or whatever else, they say the fair thing to do is just give you some free games. EA's done this too, right? They've done this in the past.
Yeah, they did it with so when SimCity just took the crap to bed, they gave everybody 3 free games.
Right.
So
was that court ordered? That was more internal.
No,
right?
They just decided to do it. I mean, if it's court ordered, I don't know how that works. I mean,
I was going to say, I think they would have to pay it out because, I mean, gifts in kind are not the same as cash. What it costs them, it just doesn't equal at all.
They're saying Sony agreed to pay out a free PS3 or PSP game, 3 free PS3 themes, or a free 3-month subscription to PlayStation Plus. It also agreed to pay out account balances of $2 or more that have been inactive since the intrusion.
Those dirty bastards.
Right.
Hey, extend my membership. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'd be
right.
fine with
Basically, it's saying Sony Online Entertainment account holders would get a $4.50 credit. Blah blah blah.
That's fine.
It doesn't sound like if I was directly affected by this, if I was somebody who got really hurt by this, I'd be peeved.
Yeah, but how would you get hurt?
Well, I mean, if somebody, I don't know.
There were a number of games that launched. And I think were hurt during that time.
Well,
I think it was
be
more.
paid.
I think it was more the game manufacturers than.
Right.
Yeah, it was more frustrating for customers.
Yeah, if you put out a game that got completely creamed during this, or it was download only, and people couldn't even get to the PSN network, which I think kind of happened, didn't?
It was just down.
I want to say, Journey. Didn't Journey get delayed or something? Or something like that.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was in 2011, right?
Yeah.
It was right around when I.
Is it 11 or 12?
I thought it was 11 because I think I was.
Were you pregnant and hurling?
Yeah.
Before was that?
I think I had just given birth to Mateo.
Oh.
It was around that time.
I'm glad you cleared up who you gave birth to there at the end. I think it was
a
Mateo.
food baby. I gave birth to a food baby.
I've done that before. Let's see what else. People are pissed at Notch. Whatever. They're mad because
whatever.
Mojang recently is now taking a much more hardcore stance on their you can't sell things connected to our game stance that's been in the EULA since the beginning. It's just they've never really enforced it. And now there are servers with like full-time employees and they are only employed there and stay there because they are somehow able to generate actual revenue with their service or with their server and their users. Right. And that's how those guys get paid so they can keep the community going. And they're freaking out. And Notch is saying, look, we're just trying to enforce rules that were already in there. You were already walking on thin ice, but their point is, well, wait, you've let this go for years now, and now you're enforcing it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Some people are comparing this to like an EA move. To me, it's more like a Blizzard move, where it's kind of like, you know, we have this market and people are abusing it. Let's kind of back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's change. Let's enforce some things. Let's change how we conduct business. That's what it sounds more like to me.
I don't think they're money grubbing. I just think that they should have known there'd be a giant PR nightmare if they said this. That's all. Because they know, they see how many servers are pinging their servers to check authentication and all that. They know how many people are running stuff and what they're doing out there, and they know that they knew people were not going to be happy about this. If they claim otherwise, they're lying. There's no way that that's true. Anyway, Notch is an emotional dude anyway. He kind of freaks out a lot on Twitter. It's kind of fun to watch him melt down a little bit.
Right.
Now for the lulls.
Yeah, for the lulls.
Captain Kipper said in the chat room, and I wondered about this too, whenever they talked about the lawsuit. I remember Sony gave away some games way back in the day for some inconvenience for the service being down, but I don't think this is the same thing. I think this is a separate issue.
Yeah.
And I looked, and it was mid to the end of April was when this happened. So yes, you're right, Scott. I was barfing my brains out.
You were yakking it up.
So I didn't care that it was down. I'm like, I'm not playing anything anyway.
Nicole was barfing it. People, let's see what else here. Nintendo dominated Twitter during the E3 conferences. They won. They basically won the Twitter fight if there's such a thing. Last year, Sony creamed everybody.
Right. Did you see the statistics on it? It was something weird that Nintendo Talk was like 80% of the E3 discussions, and PlayStation claimed like 28% or something. It was definitely, Nintendo did well.
Well, critically, and a lot of fans really liked what they saw. So
right.
I think it's great. Good for Nintendo. So give people an update on my whole Wii U thing, right? I have decided to wait until after Nerdtacular to get it because it's too crazy right now and I don't have time anyway. But even if I did, the deal I was going to get through a fan fell through where he was going to sell his. So that didn't happen. So now I don't know what I'm going to do. But I really do want to. I think I want to.
I've changed my mind. I'm not selling. I saw E3. No way you're getting it.
I want one. I totally want one. Actually, I think you might be right because it coincided roughly with the conference. He was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. All right.
I'll sell it to you, Scott. Hell no, I'm not selling it to you. It's mine.
It's
I'm
mine,
get that
man.
new Zelda.
Yeah, I don't know what voice that is, but yeah.
Kind of like
what is that?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, your Stitch. Kip.
Yeah.
Kip. Yeah. Right.
Whatever.
Kip.
That's it,
Kip
Kip.
Dynamite.
Kip.
Finally, world's biggest video game collection ended up going for $750,000. So we wondered how much it would sell for, and it went for $750K.
Yeah, it looks like mostly Xbox 360 to me. That's what it looked like to me in the picture, but he may add some more stuff too.
Did they? There's a lot of look at all those Genesis and Game Gear games, and I mean the guy's he has everything ever made. But here's my question though.
Yeah.
How does that dollar amount compare to what he spent?
What he spent? That's a really good question. And I've never heard of GameGavel.com, but apparently this is a thing. And man, that guy's got a lot of games. Man, he must have spent. That dude must be. Look at him. He looks like a little hardworking.
Well, look what he's got here. More than 2,600 of the games in the collection, starting in 1883, are still in their original shrink wrap. More than 8,300, including box and manual. They include titles from over 100 consoles. The lucky winner of the auction may be checking eBay to fill in the gaps.
This website.
Is that right? It's horrible, Game Gavel.
Oh my God, I could spend so much money here.
Oh, I know. I hate Game Gavel. I hate it.
Had it.
I don't like to be tempted in such ways.
I know, right?
But I want to know what he spent in the first place so I know how to compare it against the 750. Did he lose money on the deal? Did he break even? Did he make some?
Well, I guess it's going to vary. Okay, this is a lot of older games, but did he purchase those games when he got older? Did he purchase them at the time.
Oh,
they
right.
cost the
Did he
most.
eBay? Yeah, right. Did he find this old copy of, whatever ET on eBay
Right.
for 30 grand?
Right.
Probably
Did he
not.
start collecting when he was 30, or did he start collecting? It could be. Oh, only he knows. I'm sure. But that's still not a bad return on investment if you can consider that. $750,000.
Will he throw in the Sega shirt he's wearing? That's pretty cool.
Right. I want to know who bought this.
Some sucker.
What? Some sucker that's not ever
Somebody
going to
that
pay.
has a crap ton of money.
It's Todd McFarlane. He wants to put it next to that baseball he spent too much money on. Coming to Arizona, bringing it home. All right, so there's all that. Let's do a contest. Should we do a contest?
Yeah.
Let's give it away.
Nicole is going
now.
to explain what the hell we're doing with the contest.
All
What are we
right.
doing?
So if you listened last week, I listed out a whole bunch of people that won games off of the Facebook Flash giveaway that we did on our Facebook page. So if you go to facebook.com/Final Score Show, look for the post that says, "Hey, I'm giving away some games."
That would be you.
It'll have all the information in there. The thing you have to remember is if you heard your name and you've not received your game or an email from me, you need to check your other folder in Facebook. Facebook does this stupid thing that puts, like, if you're not friends with me, it puts my email in another folder location called Other. So I've had a ton of people not respond to me, and I gave them a whole ton of games to choose from. So I still haven't heard from them. But
Instructions, everybody. Instructions.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Read the manual.
Learn, damn it.
So we're going to do something similar. Do you want to give one away in the chat room as well?
Why not?
Scott? So we have 3 copies, correct?
Yep, 3 copies of PlayStation Pets exclusively for the PlayStation Vita.
All right.
Came directly from Sony.
Yep.
$20 value. It's a hell of a deal.
Yep.
And,
So those in the chat room,
yeah.
if you have a Vita and want to play PlayStation Pets, find me. I'm Nicole Spag. I'm here. I'll just say here.
Yeah.
Just send me a private message and I guess the first one, or I'll randomly pick if there's more.
All right.
And then, of course, for the other 2, we'll do it more organized, and we'll do a Facebook post on our Facebook page, and I'll randomly pick somebody from there as well using random.org. We have a system set up to just randomly pick winners. So again, don't sign up if you don't have a Vita.
Yeah. Instructions, damn it.
Yes. No, don't Vita.
All right.
No game.
Cool. Yeah, we're not giving it to people who don't have a Vita.
So yeah.
Viva la
That'll
Vida.
be up.
Loca. Yeah.
Vita.
All right, nice.
There you go.
We like giving things away. So there you have
go.
it. Win your stuff. Let's move on to an email we got from Nick. Says, "Hey Scott, should probably wait till the end of the podcast to start writing emails to you, as this is my this is my second for the week. So just an FYI, Watch Dogs doesn't just have swearing and violence." He's giving us a warning here. Ubisoft added content-laden development that changed its rating from an MA15 plus here in Australia to an R18 plus. I don't even know what to think of these weird names. The content that they added was implied sexual assault in a cutscene, but it had nudity and had sex before that. Though I haven't gotten that far, apparently it's tamer than Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which was R18 as well, because of said sex. I like said sex. Also a big bad guy in the game is the head of a human trafficking ring selling women like cattle. It could be kind of disturbing to some. Nick.
I'm disturbed.
Okay.
I'm more disturbed by said sex.
There's a little parental help we've done on the show. We've done our business to help you with your kids and decide what you're going to let them play or not. I know one kid who is 8 years old who lives near us who has played Watch Dogs, and
Really?
I think he's too young for that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's just too young. But never too young for today's... Whoops, I'm in the wrong place. For today's old school.
We're kicking it old school.
It was such a nice transition, too, and I blew it. Rock and Roll Racing. Blizzard Entertainment. One of their first games. Available for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Came out in 1993. Brian, tell us what Rock and Roll Racing was all about.
Well, Scott, Rock and Roll Racing is a battle racing video game developed by Silicon and Synapse, now known as Blizzard Entertainment, and published by Interplay. Remember Interplay? They used to do everything.
They used to have a lot of games,
Interplay was everywhere.
Interplay and Micro Prose. Remember them?
Oh yes, Micro Pros.
Yeah.
All the discs belong to you,
And,
Micro
and
Pros.
Sierra. Oh man.
Oh, I still have some Sierra discs. Got some big old 5.25 floppies with the Sierra stuff on it.
For those not in the know, the original Half-Life was published by Sierra Online. Yeah.
It was. And
Yep.
so Interplay, when that came up, I got totally excited. One of the great things about these games is rock and roll racing is the music. Do you have a little bit of music from the clip? Because
I do. I'm going to play it now.
I think you really need to hear the music from the clip because it is so Ozzy Osbourne.
This is totally
No,
them,
wait,
too.
George Thorogood.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a little bad stuff on. But it rolls into some more rock.
Let's get ahead a little here. Oh my gosh. You know what's great? Even the art, you as soon as you see the art, you go, oh yeah, Samwise working at Blizzard, he did this stuff. This would have been him back then. Oh, it's great. Anyway, keep going, Brian. Hello?
Hello, what happened? Hello?
Hello, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Did I lose you? Okay, you're there.
You did.
Keep
All right,
explaining.
go ahead.
Where were you? You were saying something.
Oh, the music is paramount for this game because it's just a four racer game with
Yeah.
a weirdly weird angle. It's kind of that what is that monster truck game that used to have a long time ago? That's kind of it's not really top down, but it's kind of like
It's like
side
three-quarter view.
three-quarter view. Every racing game that I've ever played, three-quarter view is always the biggest pain in the butt because it's so hard to figure out how to steer because you're not actually in the car. You're kind of like off to the side. And plus, I had to play this with a keyboard, which made it extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And needless to say, I blew it. But it's kind of got cart elements to it because you can pick up power-ups and shoot
You
stuff.
picked Cyberhawk. That's awesome.
I had to pick Cyberpunk.
That's great, dude. That's
No
great.
brainer. The characters were great for these kind of games because you got to do a little bit of role playing here.
It's really pretty stupid if you think about it.
It's
Like,
extremely stupid.
Rock and roll
It's
racing, and it's just, and everyone looks like a heavy metal guy, and it's just kind of stupid.
right.
Like the lore and the story is dumb.
We wouldn't see this kind of stupidity again until Brutal Legends.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Right.
Very metal, isn't it? They like their metal over there, Blizzard. So we're gonna
Stupid metal.
skip ahead. I want to see you actually race here. Listen to that music.
Oh, I did.
That music is that's a Soundgarden, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Crazy Train.
Crazy Train. Little Ozzy Osbourne.
Wow, that's licensed. They must be licensed, that music.
It's too. Ooh, do it, Nicole. It's way too similar to not be licensed, wouldn't you think?
Did you know you can get this and the Lost Vikings game on Battle.net right now for free? You just totally
For
play these
free?
games, yeah. Is that how you played it?
No, I actually played this through an SNES emulator because I wanted the true experience. I got used SNES 9X
Yeah.
emulator.
Yeah. I'd play
But,
this. I'd play this
it's a
right
lot of
now.
fun.
I'd play it right
It's
now.
still a lot of fun. It still has playability to it.
Well, there you go. It's Rock and Roll Racing, awarded Best Driving Game in 1993 by Electronic Gaming Monthly, EGM, baby.
Yeah, remember that game magazine?
I do remember it. All right. Well, I also remember that is the end of the show. We're done. We're done. We're about out of here. Ladies of Leet, nerd parents, so
All
many
over the
other
place.
projects. Nicole Spag, everybody. Nicole Spag
Yeah.
on Twitter. Anything else? Did I forget anything?
Congrats to Free Ranger. He got the copy of the PlayStation Pets game.
Oh,
Yeah, boy.
nice job,
sorry.
Free Ranger.
Nice job.
Good job, Brian. Comics Coast to Coast, Film
Comics
Sack.
Coast to Coast.
What else? Anything else? What are we missing?
Comics Coast to Coast, Film Sack. That's about it. Follow me on Twitter at @TheBrianDunaway. Comics Coast to Coast has been experiencing a very good run of interviews, including episode 200 was just a couple of weeks ago with Scott Johnson.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a heck of an episode. I enjoyed
was.
myself. How were your numbers that day?
They were double what they normally are, so that's awesome because Scott brings the bump.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Oh,
Scott
yeah.
brings the bump.
All
And
I have you on all my shows.
right, you know what I need? I need a bump. I need Scott on here.
Bring him
And
in.
we're
Bring
bringing
him
the
in.
we're bringing the show. Me, Matt, and Joel. We're all going to be at Nerdtacular this year, and we're bringing
Yeah.
the show to you guys.
All right. I like it. I can't wait. It's going to be great. Email us podcast at finalscoreshow.com. While you're at it, why don't you just go to the website, finalscoreshow.com. You mentioned Paul Swickard. I'll mention it again. He does amazing work with our show notes and the website. Yeah, everything we talk about is over there. So go check that out at finalscoreshow.com. On Twitter, the show is at TFS Show. You can find me at Scott Johnson. Again, that's the Brian Dunaway for Brian, Nicole Spag for Nicole. And we're on Facebook at /Final Score Show. It's going to do it for us, for me, for Nicole, and for Brian. See you next time. Yay. Oh, you guys went all crusty all of a sudden. Why?
All right.
Now you sound better.
Oh, you sound crusty.
Do I sound crusty?
Yeah.
You
How
sound
about
like
now?
Krusty the Clown.
Am I still crusty?
Yeah, it's much better.
Nope. No
Much better.
crust. No crust.
No crust.
No crust.
I'm the anti-crust.
No
All right. Well, thank you
Hope you
both.
feel better.
I'm going to go eat sushi, and maybe that'll help me. I got some
Ooh,
real
good
low-level sushi with, like, because I'm not supposed to eat anything too hardcore the next couple of weeks. I got to eat, like, rice and things. Yeah. Lame. But it's better than dying, right? It's better than dying. That's how I look at it.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit better. We'll have fun. Let's all play Destiny, like right now. Oh, it's not out? Well,
It's
screw
not.
it. Fine. Fine. I'll play it tomorrow.
Fine.